You know what it is. Funk Master Flex. This is Funk Master Flex. This is major, okay? This is epic. I think I'm getting the cold. This is the sound of the podcast game. Knick-knack, paddywhack, the Jolly Green Giant ain't home. Yo. If I listen to a podcast, it's the What the Fudge Podcast. Hosted by my man, Sice Man. I'm 57 and I'm still New York's hip-hop DJ. Hey, yo, somebody help me. I can't stop the bomb. Funk Flex.
Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
Yeah. Okay. Let me talk to y'all, man. Look.
What's goody? Welcome back to What the Fudge. Hey man, What the Fudge? Episode number 23. This is your crazy host, Sice Man. I want to thank you guys for coming back, taking a listen. This week we have the lovely, very beautiful co-host Shelly G. Everybody, Shelly G is back. How you been, boo?
I've been good, surviving out here with Trump as our president, you feel me?
And this heat wave that we getting hit by in Southern California?
Yeah, California don't have no winters or no falls,
ever,
y'all.
man. We don't see no weather change. It's the same weather every day, every single day. What, it's winter? You can go out in shorts. Oh, you know what? It's fall? Let's go out in shorts. It's summertime, go out butt naked. But
go get those flip-flops, guys, for that February weather.
You can wear that year-round. I want to thank the homie Funk Master Flex for calling in, doing that intro for episode 23 of What the Fudge Podcast. Once again, I want to thank all the people that are following, everybody that's listening on iHeartRadio, YouTube, Instagram. You guys know where you can find us. It's been a pretty busy time. We've been really busy. That's why we missed several weeks of the podcast. But we're going to go ahead and hop right into the news so we can catch you guys up, or you can get my 2 cents on what's been going on. The first thing I want to talk about in the news section is definitely Botham Jean. I don't think that this is a topic that needs to go away silently.
Yeah, not at all.
Because this is something that's very rare, that happens, almost never ever happens. If you guys don't know who Botham Jean is, I'm sure you've heard the story. It's about the young African-American black dude, let me put it streetwise, the black guy that was down in Texas, who came home to find an intruder in his house, which happened to be a police officer, who then killed him because she thought he was an intruder in her apartment. That just
doesn't make any sense at all, guys.
It's
if it doesn't
crazy.
Make sense, something's behind it.
Something is definitely, that's like they definitely went beyond just planting the evidence in your car, man. They went straight to the source. Shelly G, let me know what you think about that. This just sounds off. For her to be inside the apartment, and I've told people before, not be able to recognize her furniture, not be able to recognize the black people's pictures on the walls and stuff like that. Like, what do you think about this? It sounds crazy.
Yeah, basically, I mean, from reports that I've read, she walked into the home, saw him, and somehow thought that he was an intruder and shot and killed him.
It's crazy.
Now, I mean, there's just so many questions. How did she get a key?
Right.
Is my first one. And you know what? There are those people out there who leave their doors unlocked. But I'm just thinking,
those crazy
the color of the house. I mean, I'm just thinking, not even before you go in, before you go inside.
Well, it was an apartment. It wasn't a house.
Okay.
It was an apartment building. So, I mean, I can understand you mixing up the floors. And I've even done that myself where I remember back when I was living in Maryland, I was at the wrong door trying to put the key in, wondering why the key wouldn't work. And it was just something was off. I looked up, looked around, was like, oh, you know what, I'm in the wrong place. This is before I even got into the apartment. So I can't imagine her getting inside the apartment.
Right.
And like I said, you're not recognizing any furniture.
Something's different.
The size 12 Nikes at the door. Like, you know what I'm saying? The funky man must in there. And then what I don't like also real quick is that they wanted to try to add the fact that there was marijuana in his house and that there was some police labeled gear in his house. I don't think that has anything to do.
It has nothing to do with the fact that an innocent life was lost.
Right.
I think that they just want to tarnish his reputation. I mean, the man is gone.
That's exactly
at
what
the very
lawyer
least,
said.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not quite sure why that would be an argument. She's the one who did the wrongdoing by going in. Basically, she broke in.
She broke into his house. She was the burglar, and she killed him for being in his home.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, even if you find some cocaine, what does that have to do with the fact that he passed away because she made a mistake?
Because she was in his house. It's just getting crazy out there. Like, it seems like the cops are able to just do a lot more. I've seen video footage where they went in people's homes without search warrants and tase people. The one story we did a while back where the police officer went into the man's, shot him in his garage and killed him. Like, I just don't know where the limit is, and it's also a clear sign that we need to stay away from the South. And I won't be visiting any of my family that's down there no time, so just make sure y'all lock y'all doors. I would put big poster size pictures up of just random black people,
apartment.
man. I would definitely do that. So let's go ahead and go into the next topic, which is Colin Kaepernick. Now, he's been in the news recently a lot this past couple months, I would say. We already know that he's famous for, you know, taking a knee during the national anthem in protest of all of the stuff like we just labeled, the killing of innocent black people and police getting paid leave, getting time off, and not getting any jail time. And
Right.
it's just really crazy. Nike recently signed him as an endorsement or as an endorsee, however you want to call it. Y'all know my English ain't that good, but they signed him on. And ignorant racist folk, because those are the only people that were upset, started burning their shoes and burning all of their stuff. And it was just really crazy to me. Like, I got plenty of Nikes and love Nike. I don't see how burning up stuff that you spent your money on is really hurting him in any kind of way. What's your thoughts on this, Shelly?
I've said this a few times this year. I just feel like since Trump has gotten into office, you just see, like, it's almost like the racist people, like,
they've come out the closet, man. They
so
took their cloaks off.
They feel so comfortable with, you know, just doing such ignorant things, like, and you know what, it's not even like covert anymore, you know, like they're just going out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you go and burn your Nikes? Like, what is that supposed to mean?
What is that proving, man? Like,
And
what are you really proving?
I mean, Kaepernick was taking a knee because I believe, as you said, he was suggested to take a knee from a soldier.
Yeah, he was actually told by a soldier, because what he was doing at first with the protests is he was sitting down, and then a Navy veteran had told him, hey, you know, I've sacrificed, I done lost people. Instead of sitting down, why don't you take a knee? So he made the suggestion that he actually take the knee instead of sitting down, and this is what everybody, the media, has seemed to turn into, because they're losing profits and they want to make him as a bad guy like they always do. They work together with the NFL, and what they do is they come up with this narrative that he's unpatriotic, because they know a lot of patriotic people are watching football and all that. So they create this narrative, they create this huge big lie and witch hunt, and they take it completely away from what it's supposed to be. Also, with Nike recently this past weekend, it said that they hit an all-time 50-something year high in their stock. So I think it's pretty ironic that the time that Colin Kaepernick signs, the boost in sales go up. I'm definitely going to go get a Nike outfit for the Drake concert in support of Colin Kaepernick.
Amen to him. And I especially like that even with all of the protests, the ignorance, you know, the KKK, I like how I believe it was it an episode of SNL that we were watching where Jim Carrey came on there.
Jim Carrey came on to he came on to a talk show, a late night talk show, sporting his Nikes.
I think at this point, like, I mean, as minorities, we can continue to, you know, speak up as we should. But I like it when it's people from their own nationality who are speaking up and saying, hey, you know what? I do have white privilege, and what these other people are doing is not okay. I think it speaks more volumes when we hear people who can admit, you know, that, you know, because, you know, we have those people who say, oh, I don't see any color. But it's better when we have those people.
It's they don't think that we're still being racially profiled. They don't think that we're still being racially biased in certain situations. They don't think that we're still being treated unjust. They think that it's just something we're continuing to make up, and we're just woe is me. Right, woe is me. Okay now. No, it's still people getting killed, still people getting beat, and I'm still getting followed in grocery stores. So it don't.
And I come every month.
Right, we come and spend money all the time, but yet they still ain't recognize our face. Hurry up and buy. So let's go ahead and go to the next segment, which is dropping game. And like I said, we're gonna switch dropping game up a little bit on the way we do it. This week I want to definitely talk about road trips and proper road trip etiquette. We recently went on a road trip about a few weeks ago, Labor Day weekend, and it was just some things that were happening and things that made me think about previous road trips with people, smells, different things, you know, people nodding off. So it was just like a few little things I wanted to go over real quick on proper road trip etiquette. Number one, guys, be a good passenger. If you're gonna be a co-pilot, make sure that you got the music in tune. You can't be falling asleep, man. That's number one. Because if you fall asleep, I'm gonna fall asleep, and then we both gonna be asleep for the rest of our life.
Well,
so
in some cases, you want the passenger to be asleep so that you can just vibe out to your own music. You don't have to listen to too much talking. I would say my proper road trip etiquette tip is, if you're gonna travel a far distance, please make sure you keep up with the flow of traffic. Right. Please do not be one of those drivers, and I know there's some listeners who qualify for this.
You talking about going the speed limit or going a little above the speed limit?
They need to go a little bit of. It's okay to do 70, guys. Right. It's okay. Nothing's gonna happen. The police will not pull you over, and if they do, I'm sorry.
Don't send your tickets to What the Fudge Podcast because we can't pay them.
Doing 58 miles per hour is never acceptable, and I just need to let you guys know that you can go 70 miles per hour. You can go a little bit above the speed limit, but that is a pet peeve of mine, just going slow. Hey, we're trying to make it to our destination, y'all. We're not trying to.
It's pretty bad. I've noticed that, and when you get with the tractor trailers and stuff like that, please definitely accelerate by those. Another one I definitely think is important. Definitely smells. If you have any gas or prone to any type of foul body odor, make sure that you definitely get that assessed and checked out before the road trip. Make sure you get out any gas, or make sure you give an alert out if you got a little gas. Hey, I'm about to break loose, so that all the windows can be rolled down properly. Another thing would be use the bathroom before you get in my damn car, because I'm not going to be stopping every hour for you to use the bathroom. To do that. Drink plenty of coffee, I think, in road trips. And it all depends on who you go with, too.
What's the longest road trip that you've driven?
I would say the longest road trip I've ever driven was from California to Maryland and Virginia area.
How long did it take you?
It took about a week. And that one was actually fun, but it involved everything that we're talking about. It involved horrible smells because we stopped at a couple of Taco Bells. I'd be rhyming and don't even try, but it was some foul smells in there. It was definitely people dozing off. It was some bad DJing. It was a lot of crazy stuff. Also, don't buy no dream catchers on the road because they'll give you nightmares. Everybody knows that has had a dream catcher their first experience. So hit us up on Instagram at WhatTheFudgePodcast. Give us some of your road trip etiquettes. I'm going to put that post up this week. We're going to find out from you guys some proper road trip etiquette. Let's go ahead and go into our first skit for episode 23. We have speaking of the whole Nike shoe endorsement and them getting mad.
Okay.
I'm starting to see a lot of more racist show their face, and there's a racist shoe company that reached out to me and they wanted to go ahead and put their ad up. So normally I don't approve, but they paid nice. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Tired of those major shoe companies supporting athletes that speak their minds? Big name brand, just doing it for the big name checks. Get it? We at Racist Wear make sure we accommodate your racist needs. Like calling the cops on random black people. Or how about calling someone a racist slur? These are the shoes to do it in. We have them specially built for you to run away from the scene when things get heated. So if you want to be a racist and don't want to be judged, come to Racist Wear, sponsored by the KKK and Donald Trump.
And we're back from that crazy skit. I ain't gonna be buying none of them shoes, basically. Let's just go ahead and put it like that. And I like who they're endorsed by. It's funny how they said that. Let's go ahead and go into our next segment, which is What the Fudge. Hey man, what the fudge? What the fudge? Okay, so let's go ahead. The main topic this week, and for the past couple weeks, I would have to say, is the whole Cat Williams, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart beef going on. Cat Williams, what the fudge is going on, bro? Like, once again,
Cat Williams on them drugs again, bro.
Once again, Cat Williams got a stand-up tour that he's doing, and ironically, he's got some type of drama going on. He's talking out the side of his mouth about other people. Now, I find the brother very hilarious. He is a beast when it comes to stand-up. He's funny in movies as well. Congratulations to him on getting that Emmy for his role in Atlanta. That was really good that he got that.
Okay.
But he went on a radio station in Atlanta recently and was talking trash about Tiffany Haddish, saying that the only reason she's famous and popping right now is because she wants to sleep with white men, and you can't name any of her stand-up jokes. And then he went to talk about Kevin Hart, saying that Hollywood wants unattractive people. He talked about Kevin Hart. He talked about Lil Rel. He talked about Gerard. I forgot his last name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, though.
I mean,
Carmichael.
but most of all, he talked about the radio host. He was so disrespectful towards her.
He was going crazy on her.
Yeah,
babe.
he was so disrespectful to the radio host. I mean,
tell me what you think he was. What's going on with Cat, Shelly G's? I know you've been watching. You like his comedy too. What you think
Cat
going
Williams.
on with him?
Now, Cat Williams for sure. I love his comedy. I like how he has like rude humor, but at the same time, like, he brings in politics and he does it with a straight face. You know, like, I like that type of sarcastic humor, but it seems like right before one of his shows, like, something's going on. So I don't know if this is like, you know, you guys out there, you guys all know that there's those rappers out there, Lil Wayne, who, you know, always like to come up with these crazy incidents. Lil Wayne has to almost die before one of his album releases, almost every time. Yeah, so I'm wondering if Cat Williams has kind of adopted the same notion, and now he's over there trying to you know,
controversy.
Just
like
trying to
they
bring
said,
up
negative
stuff.
attention brings any negative and positive attention still brings attention to you. I just think he started really going in on that radio host lady, talking about her weight, talking about how she couldn't cook, didn't nobody want to touch her hair.
She had high blood. He was referencing that she had diabetes
Because she was overweight, and then eventually he went to the club later that night and tried to throw some more jokes out, but her husband was there and was not having it and ended up chasing him away. The video footage came out of Cat Williams. Looked like he was trying to talk trash, and then once the dude said something, it looked like he started saying something, and then that's what made Cat Williams and his whole crew kind of roll out. Then Kevin Hart went on to the Breakfast Club recently. If you haven't seen that, go check that out on YouTube. He was on the Breakfast Club this past Friday promoting his movie with Tiffany Haddish, and he addressed Cat Williams completely. He was talking about how, you can't be pointing the finger at anybody for your mess ups. And the main point that I liked was that here's another person. It ain't even got to be of the same color. Take race out of it. This is just another person who went from being homeless to now providing for their family and friends, and now you wanna take a ish on that person. That you taking a big double deuce on everything that she doing and talking about her and bad mouthing her, and I just think it's unnecessary, man, and it's not needed. I think that Kevin Hart responded very professionally. I love the way that he responded back. Tiffany Haddish kept it classy, even when at the Emmys there's pictures of Cat Williams bowing to her and all of that, and he apologized to her. I just think he don't need all of the extras, and he only like 3'2", man. Like what really are you gonna do to somebody, bro? Like it's always that Napoleon complex. It make them people act out. So Cat Williams, stop. I don't know what you sprinkling in them blunts, bro, but stop sprinkling that extra in there, man.
Cat Williams out here making us all look bad.
You making the black race look bad, sweating out his perms, giving out false numbers for his ticket sales and stuff. It's been crazy. Cat Williams, what the fudge, man? Get yourself together.
Get it right, please.
Let's go ahead and go to the next topic, which is George Zimmerman. What the fudge are you doing, bro? Like, I swear, if he's ever in California, my wife knows. We can get some bail money together. I'm gonna take a swing at homeboy just because he tripping.
Yeah.
Recently, George Zimmerman has been seen signing autographs on Skittle packets and wearing a Confederate flag shirt while doing it. I just think that this is completely disrespectful to the family. I think he's making a mockery out of killing this poor innocent young man.
Yeah, it's so sad.
It's really bad that he's touring and doing this. We ain't gonna shed and give this dude too much light. I like that Gary Owen, a white person, like you said, it's about time when somebody of that race says something. I think it means a lot more. He said that on site, he has the bail money ready. He's going to swing on George Zimmerman on site. For those that don't know what on site means, that means that if he sees you anywhere, it doesn't matter what the circumstances. You guys could be using the bathroom. You could be ordering some food at Subway. You getting bombed on site, no matter where you at the urinal. It don't matter. You getting bombed on. I hope it definitely goes down. What's your thoughts on this real quick? Boo? What you think about this?
It's just so disrespectful. I mean, it just further makes you wonder how they were able to find him. How is he even able to walk free? I just don't even get it.
How is this man still walking around in Florida full of all these goons and gangsters that's killing each other? But here's somebody that did it and is making a joke about it, threatened Jay-Z and Beyonce too.
Oh, yeah. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're actually going to take the Trayvon Martin story
and do a documentary
on it, which is going to be awesome, I'm sure. But, it's just so, I don't know. Like I said, since Trump's been in office, you just see stuff where it's gosh, a few years ago, you would never have seen some of this stuff just out in the open. He literally is signing Skittle packages. There's no type of remorse for the fact that he killed that young boy, It's horrible. It's really sad.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. Our prayers go out to the Trayvon Martin family. I hope that this dude gets no proceeds, or any proceeds that he gets goes to them. I hope something like that works out, because this is crazy. Let's go ahead and lighten it back up. Let's go to the Instagram Comedian of the Week for episode 23 of What the Fudge Podcast. It's been so long ago, I don't even know who the last comedian was, and we ain't even gonna worry about that, because I'm sure he was funny. But this week on this episode, the Instagram Comedian of the Week is at Deshae Frost. This dude is really, really funny. He's a young dude. He's obviously out here from California. He's doing what everybody else is doing right now, which is making a whole lot of skits and stuff on Instagram. He's learning how to flip and stuff like that. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos of what he be doing. This little boy is really, really funny. He ain't no little boy, but this young brother is really funny. Check out the Instagram so you guys can catch a couple of his videos. Let's go to the next segment, which is the hip hop and R&B review. Now, it's been crazy, man. It's been albums been getting dropped.
There's a lot going on with music lately.
It's been a lot with music. The whole little Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef. I didn't even want to get too much into that. It was pretty bad that these two high class females were, behaving crazy, swinging on each other, throwing shoes.
New York Fashion Week, Cardi B walked out of there with a knot on her head.
She walked out with a lumpity lump on the top of her head. That was horrible, man. That thing raised up so high. It was bad. I don't think they represented I don't think they're representing women classy. I think it would look like an episode of Love and Hip Hop. It was just really, really bad. I don't think that they'll probably be getting invited next year as a fashion week, but
right.
I don't think the beef is, I think it's really stupid. Nicki copied Lil Kim when she first came out and didn't give props. Cardi B low-key copied Nicki when she first came out and didn't give props.
Right.
I just think they need to come together, squash whatever beef it is. If y'all need to chunk it out real quick, go quick 5 minutes, do that and get it over with, and then
Cardi
get
B
to making music.
Cardi B is claiming that Nicki Minaj talked about her child.
Yeah, that's what she says. And then on Nicki Minaj's radio, she says she didn't say anything. Nicki Minaj has a radio station that she does every week. She doing a podcast. I'm trying to jump into my lane, but she doing a podcast every week, and then she talks about different stuff that's going on. So I think it's just extra drama. They might even be cool with each other, and it might be to keep each other alive. I don't even know.
It could be going on, but I don't know. I know there's the Cardi B lovers, and then it's the Nicki Minaj ride or die crew. So I guess we'll see.
We'll see how this plays out. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna get any more physical, but let's keep the drama going, since that's what's selling right now in hip hop. The rap good grief genius Eminem released Kill Shot a couple weeks ago. It broke YouTube's records for number one viewed video or most viewed video. Who knows? It broke a record. Now, apparently Eminem, for those that do know and just want my opinion on it, Eminem released the album Kamikaze, where he took a shot at MGK. I didn't even hear that one, because lately, Eminem hasn't really been that good, but I didn't listen to that. MGK responds with Rap Devil, which is fire. I don't know where MGK been. I ain't been following MGK for the past wherever he been, but he came out swinging. Swinging in this song. Was talking about his sweatsuits, talking about his beard, him screaming in the mic and
references him. The 8 Mile, the last time he saw 8 Mile was when he was on the Nordic track. On the
treadmill. Like, he was just hitting them, like swinging. I was really hyped. Everybody was anticipating Eminem's response. And for those that know Eminem and have watched Eminem before, we already know what this man is capable of. And I definitely think he delivered with Kill Shot. I don't think he demolished him. He definitely killed him with it, but he didn't finish him off the Drake back-to-back way.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I've noticed. That's what the generation wanted, because when he released the song I'm hearing 50-50. I'm hearing, even with the older generation, I'm hearing people say, oh, he didn't respond back good, and then I'm hearing the other half where he did respond good. To me, he addressed everything. What you think, Shelly G? Let me know what you think first before I get into it.
I think Eminem is one of those artists where either you hate him or you love him.
Right.
And I mean, you know what? I heard the first MGK when he was responding to, I guess, a beef that Eminem had with him like way back 6 years ago, but I don't know. Eminem, he really was hitting it with the bars. I mean, like, I'm one of those. I don't even like Eminem. I've never liked him.
I was just about to say, now, are you speaking from an Eminem fan, so that it's not biased? Because I am an Eminem fan. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want my listeners thinking this is just going to be a pro Eminem. Now, you are not an Eminem fan,
I am not an Eminem fan. I can't even tell you one album that he's, you know, even one successful album. I couldn't even tell you. I'm so sad
to hear that.
I did watch the 8 Mile. I know it's something about spaghetti that he got on his. That should let you know. I really am not an Eminem
that's showing fan. That you really don't know much about Eminem.
He just seems, because when I listen to music, I need to like vibe with it. I need to be able to relate to it, or at least like, I don't know. But Eminem's music just sounds like there's so much hate. He has like anger, and I just don't like listening to that. But I will say that he really came with it with this Kill Shot. He basically went line for line with everything that MGK said in the first response, and he literally responded to every single line. So I was like, wow, he took the time. He
took the time to talk about him walking in the video, eating. He was asking what was he eating in his bowl. He went to talking about how he didn't stop his musical career, because I know everybody keeps saying, oh, you keep throwing your stats. Okay, that's something to compare. You need to compare stats when you're in this field. If you're in the music field to sell records, why wouldn't you compare stats? So he definitely, and then MGK went on the Breakfast Club and did an interview to talk about Rap Devil, and even he said that he didn't like the response, and that he has a song waiting in the chamber, and that he didn't release it because it wasn't good enough. He said it wasn't good, and Eminem didn't respond good enough for him to release it. And Charlamagne asked that if Eminem wanted to sit down and talk to him, would he sit down and have a conversation with him? MGK said, nah, F you. There's no point to talk. So he's cocky right now. He's getting it, though. He's getting both ends. There's people with camera phones filming them, going up to him, calling him a kitty cat. Y'all know what the P word is, but they calling them names, and he didn't got MGK. He didn't got into a couple fights, because there's some real diehard Eminem fans out there that are taking it serious. I just think that it's now this is me, like I always said with beefs, it is always ironic that you release something when you have something getting ready to be released. So what did MGK do this Friday? He released an album called Binge. He like I was telling my cousin, shout out to at Lake_Minnetonka, but I already knew that he was going to get ready to release an album. Me and him been going back and forth for the past couple weeks about this Eminem MGK beef, and I just think it's crazy. Now, like I said, I think Eminem beat him. I don't think Eminem should have even responded first, because MGK is not even on his level, but I don't even think he should have responded. But with him responding, MGK was such a fan. It's like, I don't get how people don't see it. MGK was such a fan of the diss that he made a t-shirt of the artwork with the bullseye on his face and all of that, him rocking the man bun, and he's wearing this t-shirt at concerts now. MGK is. So even deep down amongst the battle, he's still an Eminem fan, to where he's going to support him.
I think Eminem even starts off by saying, you diss me, and then compliment me in the same sentence. Yeah, and which is true.
Calling them Stan,
but you know what? I feel like MGK though, like he was just like responding to him. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and he even references in his song towards Eminem too, like like, hey, you won a Grammy, like, give us a little bit. No, he won an Emmy.
Eminem, yeah, he won both. I think he won a Grammy. Well, Eminem definitely won Grammys, but I think he's also won an Emmy too.
Yeah, but he basically was like, hey, can we eat too? Basically saying like, yeah, you're good, like you're that good, but it's okay to have somebody else who is a Caucasian male who wants to rap too. Like, you don't have to diss me. It just seems like the same thing, referencing back to like Cat Williams, how Cat Williams sees Tiffany Haddish coming up and wants to diss her. It's almost like that's what Eminem was doing.
It's crazy. It seems like that's what's going on. I don't think that this beef is going to go anywhere else. Eminem don't need to sell any records. He can just keep releasing music just for us to criticize, and he don't even have to, get paid. He doesn't even care at this point.
Yeah.
MGK, on the other hand, I think that all this extra attention is helping him.
Right.
Since he was complaining about not being able to feed his daughter and taking money out of her. Not saying that he couldn't feed her, but he also, check his interview out on the Breakfast Club. It sounds like he's depressed, man. It sounds like he's got a lot of drug issues, and it sounds like he's headed down the same road. Rest in peace, the great MC Mac Miller, who recently passed away. It sounds like he's going through kind of what he was going through. And we don't want to see the same road happen, especially after that Eminem diss, because that can make you do something crazy the way he demolished him on there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he pulled Puffy in there, too, about the whole putting a hit out on Pac. That is just crazy. Go check out both songs on YouTube. Listen to them in the order of MGK Rap Devil first, and then Eminem Kill Shot. And then y'all go ahead and hit me on Instagram. I'm going to put that up, too. Y'all let me know who y'all think won and why y'all think he won. Let's go ahead and go to the next topic. This brother is back again. I don't know. I was debating on putting him in What the Fudge or in the hip hop section just because he's crazy. Let's go ahead and see. Apparently this week, brother Kanye West said that he's out of the sunken place, but I don't
know, Kanye. Easy,
bro. I don't know. I think he fell into that sunken place known as Kim Kardashian's world, and he ain't been able to come out. Let's listen to something he put up real quick.
Express some things that were not sitting right with my spirit. Now that I'm up out the sunken place, I can think and I could just be yay and just express how I feel. There's a couple things that I want to address.
Okay.
First of all, I want to address Nick Cannon. Like, I understand that you used to date my wife, but you get in an interview, don't mention my wife. If someone brings my wife up, you say, hey, I respect that man, I'm not speaking on that. Don't be making no suggestions like nobody fuck my wife. Now, the next thing is with Drake.
Fudged
I
his
told
wife.
you that if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have had the thoughts to hold on, this train going by.
Hold on, let the train go by. Yeah. Okay, he couldn't have pushed pause or nothing. We got to actually watch the train go by.
Now, if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, I just want this.
Now, it's a little crazy. I ain't going to play the whole clip. For those that don't know where it's at, it's on the Shade Room. I might post it on my Instagram. Kanye West, bro. You married someone who is known for sexual acts, bro. Like, she's not known for anything else.
Yeah.
I can see this from both fields. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna show y'all both areas of it. First, Shelly G, let me know what you think before I hop into this.
I mean, if you guys go back and listen to the rest of the clip, basically he's like calling out Nick Cannon, Drake, and Tyson Beckford.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't remember how many years back it was that Kim Kardashian and Ray J, everybody knows she's known for the sex tape. It was like some years back. So a part of me is like, hey, maybe we shouldn't judge her anymore. She does like have her little clothing line. She has her makeup line going. So, okay, she was known for the porn. yes, that is what broke her, released her for her show and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I can understand where Yeezy is coming from. You know, like, that is his wife. They do have like an established relationship. They have kids now. It's not like she's done another video recently. So, I don't know. Part of me is like, hey, Yeezy, this is who you married. You know, this is what she's known for. But then another side is like, well, at the end of the day, it did happen a long time ago. Plus, I mean, you know, that's his wife. So,
yeah,
I don't think that they should disrespect her.
That's why I think we are definitely one, and we are married and we think is one, because I completely agree with you, except for the part where she does every year, she has to do some form of porn. That's why she releases some type of naked photo of her. So, I mean, if you put them all together in a collage and played them all in a collage or in a PowerPoint project, it would look like a porn video.
She got to make money somehow, okay?
She got to get butt naked every year for y'all in some kind of way. On one side, I could say, you know, from the husband side, you ain't gonna be out there speaking. My wife was in relationships, of course, before me. She does have a child. You know, all of that stuff is kind of sensitive. You do want to, have a certain respect level for my wife, and yeah, you may have dated her. I don't want you speaking badly, but at the same time, like, your wife lives in the public eye. She came out. She's known. If you look up, you know, Kim Kardashian video, you're gonna see a picture of Ray J with his penis in her mouth. Like, it's very explicit what she's known for. Then she had a track record. She went from him to Reggie Bush. We found out about Nick Cannon. She married the basketball dude for like a couple weeks. Had the big photo shoot and all of that.
It was 16 days, right?
Called off the wedding with him. It was just like, dude, your wife is in the public eye. So, yeah, you don't want people speaking now. And Nick Cannon has never done a disrespectful interview. All his interviews have always been kind of tasteful and respectful, where he just says, yeah, he dated her before the surgeries and all of that, and before everybody else. He was kind of the first one there.
Right.
I just don't think Instagram is the place to do it, guys. Like I said, I'm from a different breed, a different cloth, where face-to-face, or if you can't get face-to-face, get me on the phone. Now, you should be able to be face-to-face on the phone. Like, we got technology... Right. To where you can be face-to-face on the phone with somebody. So make them calls before you hop on Instagram and make these stupid videos, bro. Let's go ahead and go into the classic album for episode 23. This week, since we talking about Eminem, I went back down memory lane, and I would have to say a classic album would be the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. That was his third studio album or his second one. I don't really know. Y'all know I ain't good with my facts all like that when it comes to certain stuff, but that album had Stan on it. It had Kill You. It had Next Episode remix. Like, this was one of the last good albums from Eminem where we was getting straight bangers, and Eminem wasn't getting that much radio play when he was out. So go check it out. You know where you can check it out at on YouTube. Just look up the Eminem Marshall Mathers LP. Shelly G, let us know what your classic album for episode 23 of What the Fudge Podcast is.
Yeah, and speaking of your classic album, I guess, you know, during some of my downtime, I'll actually be open to listening to this Marshall Mathers album, because I'm not an Eminem fan, but I will go back.
It'll make you one, boo.
I'll listen to it. But this week, episode 23, my classic album will have to be Genuine. Same old G, you know. That Genuine 100% album, you know, it has all the classics on there. You know, it has None of Your Friends Business, Same Old G, So Anxious. I think that album was actually better than Pony. Some might disagree with me, but that album is like a headbanger. Every single song you can listen to each one, and I want to say almost every song is like a radio hit too.
Yeah.
So shout out to
it's always their second albums
it's
this
the
tight,
second one.
and
the
then
second
that's
album
it,
is
man.
the best one.
The first albums be the ones that catch your attention. Them second albums be the classics.
I think they put their heart into it, and then it makes them blow up.
Yeah.
And then from there, they're like, "Oh, we already have our platform, so
I got all this money. I got cars.
they don't try as hard.
I
think they don't try as hard.
Gold toilet paper. I don't need to make no more music for y'all niggas.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. But let's go ahead and go into our next skit. Now, speaking of our next skit, it seems like we got a little promotional clip from this dirtbag George Zimmerman's tour. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this.
Coming to a city near you, the Zimmerman Racist Tour. He's signing Skittle rappers and shooting pics of black kids. Come on down and get a pic with the guy that killed an innocent black kid and got away with it. Also on tour, we have the cop that shot Philando Castiel in front of his family. We also have the cop that shot the guy in front of the liquor store, and it was on cell phone footage down in Louisiana. And we can't forget the cop that choked out the black guy in front of the liquor store up in New York just for selling cigarettes. And just added, since she's on a paid vacation, like they always get, the cop that shot the young black guy in his own apartment. This is going to be an exclusive event. Be sure to wear your Confederate flag t-shirt and Klansman cloak for discount admission. Wait, we've got breaking news. This is it just keeps getting better. Just added, since the whole recent success of the King Tut Mummy Tour, we figure we can bring back somebody that, is a legend in the racist game and take them on tour from the grave as well. We have the woman that lied on Emmett Till. So come on down and get some pics with the kids. And hey, you might get to shoot a black person. You never know. The Zimmerman Racist Tour, coming to a trailer park near you. Only touring in southern states due to fear of getting beat down anywhere else.
And we're back from that clip. Don't be asking me where I get my stuff. It's real exclusive. Like I said, I'll be getting the hookup. Let's go ahead and go into the next segment, which is the movie and TV review. Now, for this episode, we're going to talk about White Boy Rick. That movie, the previews for that was really, really good. It's about a white guy who infiltrates the black hood, pretty much. He comes into the black neighborhood, into the black dope game, into our world, and things get a little too hot. And he turns into a police informant, which happens even if you ain't white. That happens to the brothers all the time. So it's not like it's just a white thing. But this movie looks really good. It got the rapper YG, and it has Matthew McConaughey. All right. It got Matthew McConaughey in there. We're going to go check it out at some point, man. We've been trying to check it out. We're going to go see it before it leave the movie theaters, hopefully, because, we got kids. And it came out last week. Debuted last week. But, they keep movies in the movie theater for like 2 weeks, and if people don't go see it,
you better go.
It's on DVD by the third week that you done heard about it.
It's on Netflix the month
They'll have it up there quick. So go check that out. Let me know what y'all think. Give me some feedback on what y'all think. I'll be doing a review on White Boy Rick. Let's go ahead and go into the next topic, which is Venom. Man, like I said, I'm gonna keep talking about that. We got a countdown going on right now, and it's 2 weeks until this movie comes out. Tom Hardy. This is gonna be unlike any other Spider-Man little movie that you've ever seen. This is Venom. Everybody that don't know who Venom is, this is one of Spider-Man's greatest nemesis. No, not Dr. Octavius or Green Goblin and none of that. I say Venom is a beast. I think they got the perfect person to do it. Tom Hardy is an amazing actor. This guy is born to act. I've loved every single thing that he's done.
Why do you think that this is his arch enemy?
His arch enemy. Just because, for one, Spider-Man is a spider. He comes in the form of a spider-like creature.
Okay.
He has web, which is really alien ooze, though. And this dude is just pure evil. He's like the Joker. Like, he just thrives off of evil. He don't even have to have no plan or nothing lined up. He just likes seeing evil happen. Like, this dude is a beast. If y'all don't know me, y'all know I do root for the villains. It's a little odd sometimes, but
that's because you're from what was the Harry Potter?
Oh yeah, that's because I'm from what is that? Let me get it right.
Oh my gosh, Slytherin. It's because he's from the
I'm
Slytherin.
From the House of Slytherin. We took the Harry Potter test, and they found out that I'm from the House of Slytherin. So
and. Yeah.
You were from what? You were from Gryffindor?
I was from Gryffindor. Yeah, I was from the Gryffindor.
She's from the goody goodies.
I was from the Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Oh, that's from the Smokers Clubs. That's what
Shut
that
up.
is. That was the little secret Smokers Club in the Harry Potter's school. Yeah, I know every school got the little hippies and the stoners, so that's what Hufflepuff was. It might have been Ravenclaw. I don't know. Those are the goth.
Digress.
The Ravenclaw are the goth folk, but we ain't gonna get too much on that.
No, it's not.
Venom got a nice soundtrack coming out. Guess who's on the soundtrack?
Who?
Eminem. I don't know if this might be timing for him too, like I said, but he don't need no extra push, man. But it's just coincidental amongst this whole beef that Eminem is gonna be featured on the Venom 2 soundtrack.
That's dope.
Now, let's go ahead and go into the next topic, which is my homie. He ain't really my homie, but I would love to kick it with this dude, Jack Black, man. This dude just recently got his he got his star on the Walk of Fame. My bad, y'all.
Good for him.
It's really about time. I think Jack Black has put in enough time, and I think it's really, really gonna be he still got a lot more work to do. If you don't know Jack Black's work, it's, his stuff is Nacho Libre, Jumanji.
He has a new movie coming out too.
Accepted. He has the movie The Clock in the Walls, something like that, something crazy. He played R.L. Stein on the Goosebumps movie. His resume is ridiculous. And he's really, really funny, especially in Tropic Thunder. He's really funny in that too. I liked his comments that he made when he received his star. We're not going to play the whole speech. I just like the ending comments. Let's take a listen to that.
Anyway, I love you all so much, except for Donald Trump's a piece. Peace out, love you.
Said Donald Trump his whole 3-minute speech. That's how he ended it. He said he was going to retire because he finally got his Walk of Fame, but he said Donald Trump is a piece of ish.
We gotta hear more of it, guys.
What's your thoughts on this, Boo? As a Jack Black fan?
Jack Black is hilarious to me. I mean, when I saw him on Nacho Libre, like, I promise we watched that movie like for a full weekend straight.
Yeah, we really did.
He's just hilarious. I mean, like The School of Rock. He's just been on so many movies where he really has put his time in. So congratulations to him for being able to get that Walk of Fame. I know he does have a movie coming out, but like I said earlier, I just really appreciate that, these other Caucasian people are really, speaking up.
Too.
They're speaking
Big
up.
names.
Like, hey, we have a really screwed up president, and he's really, really like letting all these things happen. He's not even like addressing some of the racial things that are happening. So I like his little comment at the end.
I think it was great. I think it was definitely needed. And everybody cheered, as you can hear. There were no boos. So, I mean, a lot of people also agree with that. It's not just us. Let's go into the show or movie to recommend for episode 23. And mine is definitely going to be YouTube. I'm a proud supporter of the tube of the YouTube. We're going to talk about All Def Digital Great Taste. Now, Great Taste, when you put that in the search engine, they look up all different types of the best barbecue food, the best soul food, the best ice cream,
food, the best hamburgers.
It's hilarious. You get to watch them pick some of your childhood or current favorites and make jokes all while doing it. It's very hilarious.
It's comedians. It's about 6 comedians that will pick a particular topic, and then they go up to this podium and they have to argue why.
They gotta defend why they picked it.
Why
they
their
gotta defend their choice.
yeah, like, is the best. So if it's, let's review that chocolate chip is the best ice cream, but because they're all comedians, it's hilarious because they're
really funny.
You know, they're cracking jokes on each other. They're talking about how sorry their choices were. So I like that one. I like that
really,
suggestion.
really good. Check it out on YouTube. Like I said, Shelly G, let us know what your show or movie to recommend for this week is.
Well, mine's a sorry compared to yours. But I've been on YouTube lately for the past like month or so. I don't know. I've just really been like with a broader like mind frame to where like I really want to travel. Me and Siceman, we're going to be traveling a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just thought, you know what? Let me start looking up food reviews, because if you're traveling, you know, you have to take into consideration what are you gonna eat when you get there.
Yeah.
So on YouTube there's a guy named Mark Wines, and he goes to Africa, he goes to Nigeria,
this guy goes to the hoods
to Cuba,
of hood, dirt roads.
He's everywhere. He's gone to at least like 5 different countries in Africa, and he literally is like these people are cooking food like with no stove,
with rims,
you know?
with tire rims and firewood.
And God bless his heart, he really like goes into these people's homes and actually samples the food, and he eats with them.
No forks,
he's eating with his
washing
fingers,
hands.
y'all. So I mean, like, I just think it's amazing for him to like, you know, just submerge himself in a completely different culture, and try to like, you know, make it his own. I'm like, wow, that's cool. But Siceman over here has already said that he's not going to be trying a whole bunch of different types of food. So
hey, y'all, some of them places they was washing their hands with dirty water. That right there is a start that I can't even agree with. If we washing our hands with dirty water, I can't imagine how it was being prepared. So I think that's a wonderful. You guys check that out on YouTube. Mark Wines, Winans, I believe.
Wines.
There you go. See, I know I don't even know how to spell
Mark
right.
Wines, yeah.
Mark Wines, he's on there. And oh wow. Once you hear the oh wow, then you know you on the right videos. Let's go ahead and go into the bring back movie or TV show. And this week I am going to pick a anime classic. I'm not sure a lot of people might know, but some people do. It's called Afro Samurai. Now there was a part 1, which was dope. And of course, the actor that's in every movie ever created, ever in history, Samuel L. Jackson, was in that one, of course. Part 2 came out. It was it didn't live up to part 1, but they need a part 3. Maybe Afro Samurai has a son who has to avenge him. I think that'll be dope. I think that's something that'll really be tight, and y'all can bring back Samuel L. Jackson. And then if you, Cartoon Network or whoever made it, if you need a voice for the characters or any characters, I'm right here. You already know where to find me. Juicy, let me go ahead. Shelly G, let me know what you going to bring back as far as movie or TV show this week.
For mine, you know what? I had to take it way back. You know, we just got through watching this movie. I'm sure a lot of listeners know it. Menace to Society. Man, you know what? Like that movie, you could watch it any time, like any year, and it's always like intriguing. Like, you know, because I guess just born and raised out here in California, you have to realize like, this is real. This isn't even
really
like a movie. This really
every day
happens. But I thought it would be dope if Kane, because you know, if you guys remember the movie, towards the end, Kane has slept with kind of like a one-night stand with this female. So she calls him and lets him know, hey, I'm pregnant. So I thought it would be kind of cool to see, like, you know, if she does end up having the baby. Like, there were just so many things where it was
if
like,
Jada Pinkett can come back and she can do a part 2, and she done had his other baby or something like that.
Yeah, because she slept with them too. towards the end. So I just wonder, and like how their lives will be impacted, you know, just like his was. I think that would be.
And the tight thing about it is they could get Lorenz Tate to play O-Dog, and that nigga has not changed. He don't look like he is aged
at all.
A day. For they could put the same fake braids in his hair and that dusty wife beater, and I swear he will look just like he did back then.
Crazy.
Everybody else in the movie, I don't know about y'all, but Lorenz Tate,
some coconut oil,
whatever Lorenz Tate, I keep telling y'all he got the Lazarus pit from the Batman movie that he's dipping himself into or something. This brother still looks really, really paused. He looks good for his age, man. Don't make no sense how he can still look that way from the inkwell. It's a ridiculous amount of movie. Love Jones, and he still ain't changed.
The exact same.
He on Power. Every time I see him,
How Do Fools Fall
I was like, O-Dog done changed his life around and became a senator on Power. Look at O-Dog getting his life right. But
thank God, because O-Dog was a mess.
It was crazy, but I want to thank you guys for taking a listen. Like I said, my bad for having such a long break in between episodes. We done had technical difficulties. We done had life difficulties. And we done had school difficulties as well. So I want to thank everybody that's still listening. I really, really appreciate you guys listening to What the Fudge Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, still following on Instagram, liking the post. I want to thank my co-host, the lovely Shelly G, for coming through doing this episode with me.
You're welcome anytime.
I want to thank you guys. Now go ahead, y'all know the show ain't over yet. But you can check us out on Instagram, on iHeartRadio, on YouTube, on Spreaker.com at WhatTheFudgePodcast, all one word. Look up Siceman too, SICEMANN. Go ahead and get your pillows and blankets ready for the bedtime story this week. We have a wonderful story. It's called The Lil Crip That Could. It's a very similar story of the little engine that could, which I know I'm going to take that and flip it real quick. So, like I said, thank you guys for checking us out.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you guys on the next episode of What the Fudge Podcast.
We out.
The Lil Crip That Could by Siceman. Once upon a time, long, long ago in the magical land of Compton, there lived a young G that wanted to be down with the Crips. All of his friends were Crips and all of his brothers were Crips. So naturally, he wanted to be amongst his friends and family and do the dance that everyone did at every celebration known all across the world. The famous Crip Walk. Now he practiced and practiced, but could never get the Crip Walk right. His brothers always laughed and made fun of him. Hey, cuz, are you sea-walking or having a seizure? Nah, cuz, he ain't having a seizure. I think he trying to praise dance, so he got the Holy Ghost, cuz. He would try and try for hours until his feet hurt. His birthday was coming, and he really wanted to show everybody he was down for the hood, and that he had the best sea-walk in the land. On Crip I can, on Crip I can, on Crip I can, said the young man as he practiced. Finally, the big day had arrived, his birthday, and his big moment to show the hood what he had practiced for so long. First, he had to be jumped in, and he held it down like a real G. I'm talking, he was throwing haymakers, he was hitting them left, rights, he was ducking the it was crazy, man. It was time, finally, the moment he was waiting for. On Crip I can, on Crip I can. And he began to do the most magical sea walk anyone had ever seen. The whole hood shouted with joy. The national news station had a live broadcast so that the whole world could see. It was such a magical and wonderful dance that even Dub C and Snoop Dogg came to congratulate the newly joined Crip. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
Look at the top of his head.